Hello everybody, I'm MrPhilipBecker and I'm a maker here from Germany. I'm turning some part of my living room into a creative makerspace. And in the last video I built this foldable and movable workbench. And the next step is to work on the tool wall. As a tool wall I wanted to use pegboard, but it can get quite expensive here. I saw this 6mm plywood lying around and so I decided to use it. Only problem is it has no holes, so I have to drill them like a couple hundred or so. I don't know. Let's go to work. The usual measurements for pegboards are 1/4 inch holes, 1 inch apart. But since I'm in the metric world, that would transfer to some really weird numbers. So I'm going to go with the closest ones, that is 2.5 centimeter apart, 6mm holes. That's going to be pretty easy to do that. First thing first is try a lot of lines to get my grid and then drill a lot of holes. Let's go. Okay, I doubled my grid, so the holes are now 50mm apart and not 25mm, because after drawing out the first lines for the smaller grid, I realized that would be too much, and not only too much, completely unnecessary. So I changed it to 50mm apart, and yeah, that's what I went with, and that's what we have now. Then it's time to hang it on the wall. And to actually do that, I'm going to use, this ones. These are 30 by 50mm pine, and I'm going to use it to offset this board from the wall first to be able to actually plug something in here and not directly hit the wall. And second, to allow airflow behind this board to prevent it from rotting or so. Yeah, the next part is to prep these, aka put some holes in it and attach them to the wall, which in Germany means drilling into concrete wall, and let's get to it. Finally. Okay, the tool wall is done. The next and hopefully last step is to paint the wall behind me. I wanted to have some separation from the rest of the rooms, plus a touch of color on the wall gives a nice background to film against, like talking heads, etc. So let's go on painting. Okay, a couple more information on this build. The plywood is 6mm birch plywood, which was a leftover from older projects. This was not something it was lying around in the streets. They normally use 6mm birch as the back wall for like furniture stuff and so on, for cabinets, etc. It was the perfect size to fit in this corner here, so I'm really happy with that. All of the tool holders you can see there were the ones I had in my old shop. And as the tool or the wall I could hang tools there was way bigger, I didn't care too much about them being small, compact and space saving. And some of them are quite large, especially for my chisels and my saws. So I'm going to print a couple more and new tool holders in the future, because I do have this Prusa Mini 3D printer here, so I'm going to print a couple more tool holders, etc. Come up with space-saving ideas to store them. For example, also like my screwdrivers, which spread really wide. I can store them more space-saving, more compact, etc. If you want to see how I print and make and especially design these tool holders, go follow me on Instagram. It's at MrPhilipBecker. I put a link in the description. I'm going to put most of them over there and not make like a separate video here on YouTube. If you want to, let me know. I can make like an overview of all the tool holders I'm coming up with in a couple months or so. All that is left to say is thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any more videos, and see you in the next one.